I know. Never mind the name change. It is still the same Scooter. It's just, different name. But tag is still sacred. The mat is still sacred. And I'm going to bring you this NXT 2.0 recap. So, NXT 2.0, uh, it was a show. But like I keep saying, this is still Diet WWE with less calories, or Diet WWE with what is it? Real sugar or less sugar, or you know, diet no WWE zero, like Coke zero, WWE zero. That's what this is. WWE zero. Well, I like Diet WWE. I'm gonna stick with that. Less filling, whatever. Let's get into it. LA Knight pulls up in his fancy car and he's like, hey, yo, you know who I'm looking for. I'm looking for Grayson Waller. Where's Grayson? He gets to the ring, does his little promo. Then Grayson comes out and was like, hey, yo, Knight, my guy, I got this restraining order. You can't get within 50 feet or you will get arrested, my guy. So you pick what you want to do. So from that, Knight was like, well, you know what, Grayson, you got two choices. I'm gonna run you this fade. No, sorry. Let me rewind. I'm not the only one who has issues with you. Though you have a restraining order against me, you don't have one against him, which was Dexter Loomis. Loomis comes out, and then Knight was like, hey, either you can lift this restraining order and I can give you this fade, or he can give you this fade. The choice is yours. From that goes to commercial break. He made his choice. He chose Dexter Loomis. So we get Loomis versus Grayson Waller. It was a match. During the match, at the end, this giant of a man comes out, which comes up to be end up being Waller's insurance policy. Um, Basically, like I dubbed it, he has his own almost now. As much as with the whole AJ Styles thing, Waller has his own Omos now. So we'll see where this goes now that Waller now has his insurance policy. Then we get a promo that was Malcolm Bivens forever, popping his shit about Imperium and everything. Walter comes up there, hears it, tries to hit. Well, I think he did hem up Bivens until Roddy comes, and Roddy was like, "Hey, I'll say, fam, you got everybody around here afraid of you. I'm not." Then we get a then we get a vignette of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Um, we get them showcasing all 8 of the teams, and then the first match was the Creed Bros versus Briggs and Jensen. Uh, the Creed Bros get it. I mean, not to just drag it out. The Creed Bros get it. Briggs and Jensen is still kind of that pairing that they're going to be the ones that are going to be kind of fun to watch because they like to just scrap and fight and beat people up type of situations. But, you know, maybe down the road they'll be the team that, oh shit, Briggs and Jensen finally did it. But for now, you know, how it's going. They're going to be the tag team that just loves to fight. Before this match, we get a Dante Chin vignette where he revealed that he suffered a knee injury. He was on the road to recovery. Then his father passed away, so it was like, wow, that was a lot to deal and take in. But hence why he was gone for the while he was gone. But we get Dante Chin versus Guru Raj. During the match, a returning Duke Hudson comes out. attacks Raj, but mainly his focus is on Dante Chen. So from that, we're going to get a Dante Chen Duke Hudson feud. Then we get a segment of sorry, it didn't switch. Gacy and Harlan walking back there. Gacy was telling Harlan that it sucks that they didn't get a chance to be in the Dusty Tag Classic. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. And that he's not necessarily mad at Harlan over it. But they walk into Odyssey Jones. Odyssey was like, y'all kind of like, whatever. It leads to Odyssey going back because his knee is injured. Then just to skip ahead, he kind of basically gives the signal to Harlan to do what he needs to do. And then later in the show, they show that Harlan basically attacked Odyssey. I don't know if this is Odyssey's weird send off because there has been word and rumor that Odyssey was already being looked at for the main roster. We shall see. But that's what basically happened with that whole situation with Odyssey and Harlan Voorhees, or Harlan Myers, as I also like to call him. Then we get Braun Breaker with an interview, and he's basically saying, reiterating like, who wants some, come get some, and that, he had that brief interaction with Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker had the interaction with Braun Breaker, yeah. But no, how he had the interaction with Santos Escobar, and then you say the name, they appear. Elektra Lopez first shows up, then Santos shows up. They have words. Basically, let's just face it, Santos is going to be Breaker's first test as champion. He's going to be his first defense, first opponent. That's where it's leading to. Then we get Tony D'Angelo's memorial service to Petey Poppins. He was saying about how Petey took that crowbar to the face, and from that they had to make it a closed casket because he was already ugly and everything. Then he was like, now that that's over with Pete Dunne, he's looking to have gold, but gold around his waist. And he was like, maybe I'll do the North American Championship. Once again, you say the name in a sense, and here they come. Carmelo Hayes and Trick, aka Trick Williams, was up top. And they was like, Carmelo was like, hey, say fam, you talking about coming for my belt, my guy? That's a no-no. And Trick was like, hey man, I thought we supposed to be friends, And then he was like, D'Angelo was like, teammates, yeah. Friends, nah. I got my friends. I got, he started just naming random names. And then Grimesy comes out because Grimesy was like, Carmelo, I tried to challenge you like a man, but you kind of ran off from me. So what's up. And then of course that gives Carmelo the idea. Well, how about Tony D versus Cameron? The winner fights him for the chance at the North American Championship. Tony D tries to attack Grimes. Grimes takes the little photo. He had a Pete Dunne, bow, smashes over his head. That's how that segment ends. Then we get a segment of Briggs and Jensen back there in the back. Briggs was giving Jensen, I think I've got the people right. Yeah, Briggs was giving Jensen like the pep talk. They're trying to pepping each other up. Then Carter and Catanzaro comes and was like, hey, y'all want to go out and, have some drinks and things and the other. And then Jensen was like, yeah, because, they kind of making it seem like Jensen might have a little crush on Caden. And then Wendy Chu is on top of the lockers, and she goes, drinking her drink like, he likes you. And of course he gets all flustered and everything and starts saying all these things. And it was just like, yeah. Okay. Then we get another segment where they show Yulissa Leon and Valentina Feroz that, they're going to be one of the teams in the Women's Dusty Cup, and how, their backgrounds and things like that, which both of them are very decorated athletes. Like that was not uh shown and portrayed when they first introduced these ladies to us in NXT. They are very decorated athletes. But and from that they get to an interview with Leon and Feroz, and Kai comes up to them talking about, be careful because, me and Raquel wanted, and you saw our friendship didn't end right. Something about the Dusty Cup that's not gonna do right for the friendship and things like that. And then it led to them kind of being like, look, if you got issues, we can do this. And then later on, we'll get to that. Then we get the next match. We get Kaylee Ray versus Ivy Nile. Kaylee Ray has been gunning for Mandy. She's been trying to get that smoke for Mans because she wants the women's title. Then we get Mandy with a distraction, which causes Ivy Nile to roll up Ray. Nile gets the W. Mandy and Toxic Attraction Mandy first starts jumping on Nile. Nile dips out the ring like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Then Toxic Attraction comes out. Well, the tag team champs, the women's tag champs come out. All three are jumping on KLR, and then Persia Parada and Indy Hartwell come out for the save. Next week, I think they did announce that Toxic Attraction will fight Parada, Hartwell, and Ray in a 6-woman tag. Next up, we get a very interesting segment with Saray. So they basically was talking about how Saray was going through this losing spell and how she wanted to quit and things like that. Then she flies back to Japan and finds this pendant that her grandmother had. And they had Saray looking very Japanese schoolgirlish. Like she had the thick glasses, the pigtails, and it was like never had they portrayed Saray in this manner. And that was very interesting. I don't know how I'm truly gonna feel about this, that they kind of turning her into some type of magical girl, Japanese schoolgirl situation. Because I'm hoping, because even in the promo, they kind of had the little pendant kind of glowing because she's trying to remember that she is the warrior of the sun. So I hope they're not trying to make her like she's doing some type of weird transformation, Sailor Moon type thing. Like, yeah. So we get the second match of the Dusty Cup. We get Legado del Fantasma versus Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. Blade and Enofe are kind of like the underdogs of the tournament. They're the ones that quote unquote shouldn't have been there in a sense, since they technically got in off of beating Gacy and Harlan. But Braun Breaker comes out because Santos kept sticking his nose. Breaker grabs Santos, which causes a distraction. Blade rolls up. I can't remember which member of LDF it was. Rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. Blade and Enofe advances to the second round of the Dusty Cup along with the Creed Bros. So now we have MSK versus Jacket Time, and we still have GYV versus Andre Chase and Bodie Hayward. So that's the matches we still have left. Yes. Next up, Solo Sikoa, who was burned, which I made that mistake. He didn't spit miss. He burned Solo Sikoa's face. So he burned him. He had the little burn on his face. And basically he's telling Boa, you bring your painted face next week because we gonna do this. Like we gonna have a scuffle. We're gonna have a Donnybrook, a misunderstanding. Some furniture is gonna be moving because they're gonna have a no disqualification fall count anywhere match. So it's gonna be a good old slobber knocker. You know, we're gonna have a miscommunication, a malfunction at the junction, and any other fight terms that can be met up. They're gonna be meeting up playground 3 o'clock. You know, yeah, all of that. Then from that Dakota Kai, Leon, and Faro's situation, we get Dakota Kai versus Yulisa Leon. Kai basically gets the W. She tries to beat up both the ladies, and then they end up escaping. But Kai gets the W, and basically, I don't know necessarily where this puts Kai. Like, I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know ultimately what they're gonna do with Kai. So, but we'll see. Like, I feel like it's kind of like just biding time just to call her up. I don't know, but we shall see. Um, Before all of that, I forgot Bivens did have a little speech because Bivens was like, "Hey, um, Creed Brothers won, Ivy now won. I expect Roddy to make Diamond Mine 3 for 3 tonight." So we had that whole segment. I totally forgot. Then before the main event, Raquel Gonzalez was speaking because she was like, "I'm still technically not done with Mandy. I still want that title back. I wasn't the one that took the pin, but it's fine." Cora Jade comes up, and Cora Jade was like, "Well, hey, Raquel, um, basically, I'm not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. So how about you and I form a tag team and be in the Dusty Cup?" Raquel looked at her and was like, "Woman, please. I done been down this road before. What makes you think I like you? We not friends." And then Raquel walks off, and Cora Jade was like, "Well, I'll convince her. I'll make sure, she becomes my tag partner." And then boom. Also, too, there was an Imperium promo throughout the night. Them discussing about how, they took over the UK. Now they're going to be taking over America. And from that, we get Diamond Mines, Roderick Strong versus Imperium's Walter. And don't worry, I'm going to get there. Um, they have their fight. Pretty good fight. I mean, of course, it's going to be a hard hitting affair, especially with Walter. The man is just Walter. Let's just say it's Walter. Pretty good fight, but of course we knew where this was going to go. It leads to finally a power bomb, and from that power bomb we get the finish 1, 2, 3. And right when Alicia Taylor was going to announce the winner, Walter grabs the mic and he goes, "Nine. The winner of this match is Gunther." Which, if y'all heard, they made a trademark of the name Gunther Stark. Apparently, Googling that name, you will find that Gunther Stark was a high ranking Nazi commander. So they was like, okay, maybe they did a little quick Google search. Maybe they would know that. So from that, it led to basically, I guess, dropping the Stark and just naming him Gunther. So from that, Imperium comes out. They all jump on Strong. Creed brothers come out, and it ends in a melee between Diamond Mine and Imperium. That was NXT as a whole. Like I said, it's diet WWE with less calories. Um, it's a show. I mean, it has some good things going, it has some bad things going, and it has some things that are just going. So whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Preferably the thumbs up. Like, comment, share it. Let us know what you think about NXT 2.0 this week. And yeah, I know it's a day late, maybe 2 days late, depending on when this uploads. But hey, we got weird schedules now, people. So we'll still be bringing you the content. You'll still hear our opinions and things on NXTs and AEWs and WWEs. Don't worry, this week you won't get a quick tag on Raw. It's past that point. Maybe next week we'll get it, but this week we're gonna take a break. 3 hours of Raw. Next week we'll try to do it for sure because it'll be the go home show to Royal Rumble. So yeah, and then we'll probably also get some Royal Rumble predictions in too. So be on the look out for all of that. But of course, one of the best things to do if you want to prepare yourself for all of that, you gotta subscribe. Subscribe is one of the best things you can do because while we drop this content, you already know it will just boom, be there for you right then and there. So give it too sweet to the bros, Lip Dizzle, Jaeger Bombastic. Bye, Lip Dizzle. Feel better, good sir. He under the weather. You know what I'm saying? It's flu season out here. It's just any season out here. So get better, Lip Dizzle. Thank y'all again for rocking out. Much love to everybody. But then, of course, the one thing you people out there cannot forget to do, you got to tag out. Peace, everybody.